everybody, it's Tom again here from Armsportvideos. We're still in Mesquite, Nevada at the World Championships. And right now, as you can see, sitting next to me is Bob Brown from Salt Lake City. Actually, you don't live in Salt Lake City, do you?
No, Riverton. Just south of Salt Lake.
Okay. Bob, nice to see you.
Hey, good to see you.
The first 2 days from the World Championships are over and done with.
Yeah.
Give us your opinion, how things went, what you've seen could have improved, and what you're happy and unhappy with.
You know, to be honest, I think the venue is great. I like having it in a smaller town, and I have to admit that the WAF has done, in my opinion, this is the best organized event I've seen. It has started relatively on time, done much earlier than other worlds I've been to with the same number of competitors. The weigh-in process went really well. I think this has been a smooth world. The talent is off the charts. You know, the competitors are here. 40 countries, I think. 1313
was the official number.
Competitors.
I got to peek at the computer.
Yeah, which I think is probably about 300 more than what most people thought were going to be here.
Probably. I think the consensus was it was going to be right around 1,000, and they'd be happy to break 1,000.
Right. And yeah, I mean, this is a big week. This has been a lot of fun.
For sure. So the matches have gone great. Let me ask you this.
Good.
Because every year I hear the same complaint over and over and over. I actually have made the same complaint in private. How was the refereeing?
Oh, it's terrible. Every ref sucks. I hate all refs.
Yeah, next time you go to the table, you're going to pay for that, you realize.
Yeah. The refereeing at this event, very good, I think. I'm just obviously sitting here right now trying to think of a bad call.
Yeah.
I can only think of one really bad call so far, one bad call in the first 2 days is really it. And I think the referee's been really good.
Okay. Sweet. So, as you said, too, we need to give props to Bill and Ginger Collins and Leonard and Denise Waddles.
And Simon Barachoa.
Yes. I watched Simon and Bill run around like chickens with their head cut off for the past 3 days. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, and they're selling these VIP tables, which me and some friends of mine, we went in and we bought a few of them, and we negotiated some things that we wanted, and for me, I want a clear line of sight to the table. I jokingly said, "Now, Bill, no one's going to be blocking my view, right? Because you know me, Bill." You know me, Bill. I'm going to make people sit down, and they have done a great job. They have done.
So you're telling me no one's blocked your site?
No, I'm not saying.
Oh, okay, I didn't think you'd say that.
But I've only had to pull down a few people.
Okay.
And I got Rich backing me up, so that helps.
That's why he gets to sit at your table.
Exactly.
I understand now. There you go.
That helps. So
from where the VIP tables are, you get a great view of the stage.
Great view of the stage. It's comfortable. The venue easily holds everyone there is to hold. I mean, I know in Italy it had a tiered seating, but no backs on any of the seats, and it wasn't large enough. We needed more tiered seating. Here, the seating's not tiered, but there's plenty of room for everyone. The chairs are very comfortable. The lighting is great. The stage is great. I mean, it's a first-rate event.
Okay, sweet. Okay, how did you do? Did you pull?
I did pull. I got fourth left-handed out of 11, and I was pretty happy with that. I was hoping to get top 3 right-handed, and my very first match was against the guy from Russia who won the Worlds last year.
Okay.
And he beat me last year. So I was looking forward to that. We had a war that I won. So I was very thrilled about that. But it was a war, and my arm paid the price. I won my next match, but then there's a new Brazilian, and he just killed me. And I basically ran out of gas. I got 4th place right-handed.
Okay, so how did your arm hold up? I know, and I don't know if everybody else knows, that you had surgery a few years ago.
Yes, Tracy knows, my wife. This is the first tournament in 10 years, probably. or I have not popped or torn something in this big. So I am thrilled to death to get home and train.
So I know Tracy said before the event started to me that all I hope is that his arm is fine.
Yep, arm held up. This is the first time in years that I am looking forward to going home and training.
Okay, the other thing I want to ask you is the last time we talked, we spent a good half hour to 40 minutes talking about rules.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you want to know?
No. We're not going to spend another half hour.
Yeah, no.
Are they making progress on the rules?
Yes.
Is the WAF making progress on the rules?
Yes. I think the WAF rules are what the rules pretty much should be for the WAF.
Yes.
I would change rules for different events, but for the WAF, for what I refer to as scholastic arm wrestling, these are important rules. I think they're the good rules. They've got them dialed in. The referees got them dialed in. Some of the rules, the way they're written, aren't necessarily the clearest, but the refs, they got them dialed in now. Yeah,
okay.
I think they're pretty good.
Because I could go back and watch on videotape, atrocious calls, match after match after match.
Right.
It does seem that the level of refereeing is getting better.
The level of refereeing is getting much better. They're, all the hard calls to make, the slips, the slip into losing positions, intentional slips. They're all making the right calls now. The arguments aren't there. I don't think there was but maybe 3 challenges to rules so far in 2 days.
Yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of challenges, that's for sure. Okay, so let's get to, as I said earlier, the event will be over by the time this airs, so it can be talked about because it's all pretty hush-hush right now. So the event that Neil Pickup is putting on in Las Vegas.
Oh, that event, yes.
As I said, the matches will be over by the time this airs.
Yes.
So we could talk about them now.
Yes.
So you've got, okay, you know what, just give me some predictions. So we have on one side of the bracket, we have Travis Bagent and Timmy Bresnan. Who do you pick?
I'm going to, I originally said Travis Bagent, and I think I'm going to switch that to Tim Bresnan because it's over 6 rounds.
Okay.
If this was one match, I'd go with Travis.
Okay.
But I think Timmy's going to stop him at some point, bring him back, and that's it. You stop Travis, you beat Travis. It's nearly that simple.
Okay.
Stopping him's hard, but...
So you're already on record, but Richard and Devin?
Yes, my exact quote was, as you said, Rich is going to beat Devin violently. And I said that to Travis Badgett.
There's no pressure, Rich.
No pressure. I said that to Travis Badgett, and he just laughed at it, of course. And I said, think about it, Travis. The only way Richard can beat Devin is violently. If he doesn't crush him, if it stops, I agree. Devin is the endurance freak. There's no way to beat that man in any kind of long match. No, it's just you can't beat that man in a long match.
Yeah, the endurance could play a factor over the 6 matches.
And style, I've always said, styles make wars.
Yes.
And everyone is the kryptonite to someone else, and his style, Richard's style, is the kryptonite to Devin Loret's style, in my opinion. We'll find out.
How technical of a match is this going to be?
From Richard's standpoint, not very technical.
From Devin's?
It has to be crazy technical.
So what does Devin have to do to stop Richard from getting into a straight up power match?
He needs to crack Devin needs to crack Rich's hand either open and back, or he needs to get Richard into a hook. Devin needs the bend in his wrist either in or out, but Devin needs that bend, in my opinion. And Richard's hand is so strong, it will just immobilize Devin's hand, and it's going to become a pure side pressure match. And Devin does not have the side pressure Richard has.
Okay. Now, on the other side of the bracket, there's Michael Todd coming off that terrible left hand injury that he had, but this is a right hand match.
Yeah.
But I wonder how much it has affected his training against Ryan Espy from Canada.
kind of, if this was one match or maybe 2 matches, I would go at Ryan Espy. The fact that it's over 6, I'm going with the endurance of Michael Todd because he's always proven to have great endurance. I'm going to go with Michael Todd. And the same thing with the last match, which is Yoshi against Don Underwood.
Yep.
1 match, I go with Don Underwood. Over the course of 6 matches, I go with Yoshi.
Okay. So okay, then let's take it to the next level. Okay, you have Yoshi then facing Michael Todd.
Yeah, that match is going to go about 47. That match still will be going when this gets aired. I think Michael Todd, because Yoshi still stays out here and will top roll to finish, where Michael will come in and utilize that shoulder, which will be the difference, and be able to press Yoshi down eventually. But they're going to kill each other. They're going to kill each other.
Okay, and the winner coming out of that match, you think will be?
Michael Todd.
Michael Todd, okay. Yeah. So then going back to the other side of the bracket, that would pit Rich against Timmy.
That one's difficult for me. Well, okay. Actually, the only way Rich wins is to win violently. So if he does win violently, he is still fresh, which means he grabs Timmy fresh, and then he beats Tim. So I have to go with that logic. So he beats Tim.
He beats Tim.
And then wins the whole thing.
Wins the whole thing.
Yeah.
So now, does the winner of this 8-man battle, is that the new #1 puller in the world? Or is the new #1 puller in the world from these World Championships? Let's just say, for sake of argument, Andre Pushkar goes through everybody right-handed.
And wins.
And wins. And wins.
Ranking systems to me are an interesting thing. Who do I rank #1? Because people, I guess you have to rank Richard #1 there, because he beat the #1, and then he beat the whatever Travis happens to be, and Michael Todd was in there. So I guess you'd have to rank him #1. But then ask me who I'd bet my dollar on if they met over a 6-round match between Pushkar and Richard Lepkes. I think my dollar might be on Pushkar. Styles make wars.
They certainly do.
And I think the style of Pushkar, which is a little different than the style of Devin Lorette, can beat Richard over 6 rounds. 1 match, Richard.
Okay.
Over 6 rounds, So, to me, rankings is different than who you're going to bet your money on.
Right. Okay.
So
if you follow the line of succession, and the boys back at home are probably just going to crucify me for this.
Uh-oh.
Devin beat the man, John Brzenk.
Yep.
So automatically Devin becomes #1.
Yes.
Don Underwood, on record, has a win over, he's the next person to have a win over Devin.
Yes.
Does that make him the #1 man?
Not in my opinion, no.
But he beat the man.
I understand. But
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, you know what I mean?
Oh, I agree with you.
If you go by the line of succession.
Yeah, that's why I think, to me, there's 2 types of ranking systems. One is just people's opinion.
Yep.
Ingen Tiersey's ranking system basically is, who would you put your dollar on? Who would you put your money on? That's who I'm putting first.
Okay.
That's who I'm putting second. Then you have what I think is the ranking system, should be a points-based system. You beat me, you earn so many points, things like that. And, like in tennis, then I saw the #1 ranked tennis player not play for 6 months. And he was still the #1 ranked tennis player because he had built up so many points throughout the year. So, the rankings thing's just a very difficult thing. So, just because you beat a man one time does not mean I'm going to put my dollar on that guy. So, in an opinion-based ranking system, I still leave Devin Lorette #1 because if he pulls Don again, my money's on Devin.
There is absolutely, I'm sorry, no doubt in my mind that Devin will beat Don Underwood over a 6-round match. I honestly think the score will be 6-0.
Yes, I agree.
I'm not trying to disrespect Don Underwood.
Not at all.
This is just what I think.
Just say it like I feel it.
Yes, yeah. So I was just interested to get your opinion on the rankings, and And the line of succession thing, I'm just... it's...
Yeah. Violently.
Oh, violently. So, and...
Devin's going to kill me.
Oh, you're going to be in the same room together, too.
Oh, yeah, but he owes me $100 right now.
Oh,
right
okay.
this second, he owes me $100. When Richard beats me, he's going to owe me $200.
I'm sure it'll be a good event. I don't think if you're not there live, I don't think we're going to get to see it anytime soon.
I am shaking with anticipation to see this.
It should be a pretty good event. So it's over. It's over 2 days.
I guess right-handed's one day, left-handed's another day. It's pretty hush-hush, to be honest with you.
I know it's very hush-hush.
I still do not actually know where it's at.
And Rich, you don't know where it's at yet? You haven't been told where you're going?
Nope.
Now that's hilarious.
Yep.
Told later. Be
Yeah.
at a certain place. Be at a certain place. We'll come and pick you up.
Yeah.
That's how much
Yeah.
Now that's funny.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I talked to Neil, and he said, and I didn't even ask him. He said, Scott, I can't even tell you where it's going to be. I'm saying, what do you mean you can't tell me where it's going to be? He said, nobody can know. All right, fair enough, but it just.
I think that we should be picked up in a black limousine with smoked out glass, driven around. That'd be cool.
Yeah, just okay.
It's probably not gonna happen. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So, what are any big stories coming out of these worlds in the next couple of days? You think?
As far as like upsets or something like that, well, I don't know too many upsets. I'm not predicting any crazy upsets. I know there's some matches that I really would like to see. I'm really excited to see Corey Miller go at it from the USA. I mean, I'm excited to see everyone, but I've gotten to be pretty good friends with Corey, and he's ready. He's ready. I'm very excited to see Mike Solaris left-handed against the Babayevs and everyone else in that class, right-handed.
But they're not in both Babayevs. The Babayev
are in the
brothers
same class.
They're pulling the same class. I thought usually one went to heavier class.
They usually do. I don't honestly know what's going on, but they're both in the 187s, which is Mike Solaris and Razor's class.
Okay.
I'm not going to predict Mike Solaris to win left-handed, but I would not be too surprised if he won left-handed.
So you think he can beat them?
I think if anyone can. The styles make wars, and Mike Solaris' style is perfect to a short-armed, small-hand person, which is the Babayev brothers. So if anyone can pop that wrist, he can do it, and I believe he might be able to do it.
And no one's going to slow Roman down in his weight class.
No one's going to slow Roman down. I mean, I really want to see Corey Miller do well against him. I don't think Corey can beat Roman, but I think Corey can definitely get second place, and I think he can hang Roman up.
You think?
But
only time will tell, I guess.
Time will tell.
Arsen Liliev's here.
I don't see any issues for him, even though there's other monsters in that class. This is not airing till after the World, so I think by the time this World is over, I think people are going to know the name Ethan Fritchie in the 165s.
Yeah. Okay.
His inside move is devastating, and no one here knows him. All these guys are worried about Cobra Rhodes in the 165s, and they're just going to think he's the other American in that class, not knowing that he beat Cobra in the Nationals.
Okay.
Ethan Fritchie's the national champ.
Yeah. But Cobra has the name.
Cobra has the name.
Yeah. So.
Right.
Okay. What about on the women's side?
Sarah Backman is just wow. In the last year, she went from a decent, solid contender to the clear favorite left-handed and possibly right-handed.
Well, she's coming off European Championships. She won right and left at Zloty, Nemiroff Cup this year.
Yeah.
So left-handed, I'd say she is the favorite.
Yeah.
I know she just lost to Heidi
That's
Mark
true.
Zalepa's tournament, but I don't
That's
think they
true.
pull in the same class.
I think they're in different classes. And then, of course, you have Heidi. I mean, Heidi Anderson's doing such unbelievable things with the women in Sweden.
Yes.
I mean, if you're at the Worlds and you're a girl and you're from Sweden, everyone knows that you're going to be an incredible arm wrestler.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's so they're amazing. You know, sadly, I don't know a whole bunch about the women in arm wrestling. I wish I did, but, you know, Tracy will tell you my memory sucks as bad as anything. So.
And Irina Makavas here.
Yes.
She lost a match last year. A match. That was it all year.
That was it.
Came back to beat her opponent, and they say that that showed a little bit of weakness, but since then nobody's seen any. They hadn't seen any up until that point, and since then I guess
right.
not. So she's been pretty dominant in her weight class. But well, that's interesting. I'm glad we got a chance to sit down and talk a bit. Listen, Bob, I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Bob Brown. I'm Scott McGinnis, and we're out. Thanks.